what's going on, y'all? Hey, listen, your boy is sick right now, like a dog, for real, man. Let me tell you, the freaking weather has changed up here drastically at nighttime. Daytime is still kind of warm. You can do it, you know what I mean? You want to wear a pair of shorts during the day, you can do that. By 7:30, you better have a sweatshirt, something, or a hoodie. It's serious. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to share this and I'm going to be right back. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm sharing this. Thank y'all for the likes, whoever up in here. Like I said, y'all, I ain't in the best shape right now. You feel me? Like I'm sick right now, for real. But it's got to be talked about. I was up writing music. I said I woke up because I was sleeping. I was up writing music. I said I woke up because I was sleeping. I woke up, wrote some music. I'm just sharing this, y'all. And I said I might as well go live. I woke up, wrote some music. I'm just sharing this, y'all. And I said I might as well go live. I spent like 2 hours on that. I woke up about 2 hours ago, but I slept today. All right, that should be good enough. Um, Man, there's been this talk. I think this is a good place to start. It's been this talk, and it's been consistent about Trump giving Puff a pardon or not. And a lot of people, you know what I mean? And I said, all right, I get it. I can see why some people feel that way. And then I can see why some people don't really have a leg to stand on in the conversation, too. And so, that much is true. And, hey, look, it's James Brown. Anyway. Anyway, a lot of people ain't even got a leg to stand on in the argument or whatever. And I get it. It's a lot of frustration there. Sometimes I try to look past it, but I get it. Sometimes there's a lot of frustration there, whatever. I'm muddling the line here on what I want to say, but because I really want to say something else, but I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Let me say this. I don't think Donald Trump is guilty. And that's why I'm going to stand with it. And I'm going to tell you why I say this. And a lot of people are going to be confused when I say it. A lot of people are going to like what I got to say, but I'm going to tell you why I said it. I don't think Donald Trump is guilty because I think he's guilty of being socially connected with Epstein, but in a formal manner. And I mean that. I don't think it exceeded out of a formal manner. There's this letter that came up, and I'm going to read the letter to you. I'm going to show you some excerpts of it, too. And I think that's what I'm looking really for to put on the screen. But, yeah, there it is right there. This is the letter right here. There was a signed note. And you guys take a second to look at that. Tell me what you think. I'll give you a second to look at that. But that's what was sent, allegedly. And this was to Ghislaine Maxwell. So all three of them fit into the four right here. And y'all can read that for yourself. I'll give you a second. But this is the actual note right here, as you're seeing it up here on the channel. No, ma, I don't need you to put me on. No, hold on. She talking about apple cakes. Happy Monday. Hello. What's going on, man? What's going on? Not that we in here talking about this story. I wanted everybody to see this because this is really fast breaking right here. And I'm going to read this actually to you guys. Like I said, please forgive me. I'm sick right now. You know what I mean? But this is something that's so time conscious that it needs to be talked about right now. And I want to provide it, not just because I want to be the first to talk about it. I think that's such a goofy thing, but I want to give y'all a time to interpret it on your own. So therefore, when you interpret it on your own, you won't have to take somebody else's word, etc., for whatever have you. So I'm going to give y'all enough time to read that, people coming in to read that. And this is the supposed note right here. So I want y'all to check that out and look at it. Tell me what you think. And then I'm going to come back in here in like 2 seconds, and I'm actually going to go over and read with y'all and show you why I differentiate an idea. Now, what they want you to think is, automatically, we got this letter. He's guilty. Get him. Don't they do that so often? But I want you to hear this. There must be more to life than having everything, Donald. Yes, there is. But I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I tell you why I know what it also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes we do. Come to think of it, Donald, Enigma never ages. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it's clear to me that the last time I saw you, Donald, a power wondering thing, happy birthday and every day, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump, with this Donald sign. And so the point that they're highlighting within the language, if you're not catching it, is may every day be another wonderful secret. Now, mind you, at this time, this is for the 50th birthday of, believe, Epstein. And let me assure you, at this time when it was written, Donald Trump had already started to, if not before then, waddle his wings into the, yes it is, waddle his wings into the political arena, meaning that he was already still involved in things that were way too publicly detrimental to him if a letter like this would have came out at any time, or even to put this, see, when you're around people like this, Epstein, or just in general, people of opulence, you don't want to leave a trail, because you automatically know, based off your own set of opulence, that you are privy to lawsuits, you are privy to investigations, you are privy to a whole bunch of things all the time, 24 hours. Once your bank account starts hitting over $5 million, that's when the people come to start to sue. You know what I mean? That's how they start to sue. How you doing? That's when they come to start to sue. And thank all of y'all for coming in here. I appreciate it. Usually I do this, so I hope this doesn't offend any of y'all with me putting up my Cash App here. But Donald Trump had already started to waddle into the political arena. And so I said, nah, I don't think he would have made this mistake. There was a White House press woman acknowledged the fact that she doesn't think, and this has been denied by Donald Trump, they don't think it's his signature. Doesn't look like his signature. I'll tell you myself, I don't think the note is real. If it is real, it looks contrived. It might have been contrived based on the fact that they wanted to initially somehow or another attach themselves a little bit more deeply, you know what I mean, to Trump. Trump was still a force at that time. You got to understand that. He wasn't a burgeoning real estate agent. He had already been accomplished. You understand what I'm saying here? So, and this is here in the New York City area, New York City tri-state, to be honest. And he's a Queens boy. He was already a statement in the real estate world here way before he met Jeffrey Epstein. And Jeffrey Epstein himself was not too far from Trump Tower, to be specific, here in the New York City tri-state. Aside from his bungalow he had down there in Bahamas, which we all know what happened to that. The people from the Bahamas actually ended up buying that place and destroying it. And let me let you know, it was some weird stuff in there, from a Madonna hanging from a rope, a black Madonna hanging from a rope when you walk in. I showed you that one. They had a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress, which is rather odd. Yeah, it was. Yeah, they had a picture of Bill Clinton. You understand what I'm saying? So I look at it like this. Let me get this one out of here. What's going on, guys? Nick, what's going on? This guy, Nick 12, do you think Kamala will try 2028? My wife is Chinese, and we're hoping for Kamala to be Chinese that year. God damn. Well, sir, I'm not a liberal. I live in a very liberal state, though. I live in Connecticut, the state next door. New York is very liberal. You go to Jersey, it's very liberal. You go to definitely Delaware. That's where your man Joe Biden's from. And if you go to Philly, it's very liberal. You go to Maryland, it's pretty liberal. You go to Virginia, it's pretty liberal. It doesn't get really conservative again until you go to North Carolina and South Carolina. Then parts of Georgia is the state. That was hilarious. You from CT as well? That's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm in Fairfield County. Yeah, so weird. Clinton in the blue Monica Lewinsky dress. Wasn't that weird? I was just like, that's the craziest thing. I would, I got you, man. Like I said, guys, please forgive my presence and everything like that, especially those that live in Connecticut here. You know that our weather gets drastic. I live on the shoreline, so it's yeah. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Do you think you got a good vibe? Thank you. Sometimes some of the people they don't like the way I talk because I talk very directly and sometimes I curse. Right now ain't the time to curse, but I curse. Sometimes I smoke on camera. Things that offend some people for some reason or another. I don't know. A vampire walks into a bar and asks the bartender. Okay, yeah, we don't do that here. You have a good time though. Yeah, we don't like people like you here. I believe it's fake too. That was not, and Trump is denying his signature, and they've had some comparisons of the signature. I've seen that, and I don't think looks like a totally legit birthday card. Yeah, and he would write it in the form of a woman's body. Yeah, that'd be smart, especially when you get in the political arena. You definitely want that floating around right there. That picture right there for the guys that's tuning in. I'm gonna let y'all look at that or whatever. We'll reread it in a second here, but each one of the names is supposed to mark off when they spoke or how they were speaking to each other, how it was derived. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I mean, you gotta have some. I mean, this is it. This is it. Those guys knew each other for a couple of years. Let's not be stupid here. Thanks a lot. Said digging the hat. Let's not be silly here. Those guys knew each other for a few years. And you trying to tell me this is all you got is his birthday card? Oh, shit. Trump, you see, ain't it ironic? I got to say this to Trump in regards to Diddy. Ain't it ironic that they had that little interview with you, and so many people misinterpreted it, and it was so sad. It was so sad when they said the interviewer asked him. And the interviewer knew what he meant by his answer. I knew what he meant by his answer, but a lot of people, because they have such a negative bond on fake politics, fake news, and all that stuff, I'm gonna use that what's the name now. Um, they decided to roll. Oh, Trump said a definite no. He ain't giving Diddy no pardon. It's over. And he didn't say that. He didn't say that at all. But okay. Anyway, with that being said, I'm just snacking. Sorry, guys. With that being said, I gotta say this to you, Trump. You see what it is now. These people will stop at nothing. They won't. And the only way to condition it, my solution to it, is we have to maybe take on some of the rhetoric of foreign countries. Hear me out. If it's Egypt, if it's China, if it's Japan, if it's France, if it's Germany, if it's Istanbul, if it's Pakistan, if it's Russia, if it's many of these different countries that I just mentioned, plus some more, they all do one thing. They capsulize, and they control their internet interactions. They control internet as itself, and they control, more importantly, not the people, but the ideas that formulate from these internet usage of day to day. Sometimes some people are on here, I swear to God to you, at least 16 hours out of a 24-hour day. They are encapsulated in these apps. You understand what I'm saying? To a point where it is dangerous and you come so reliant on these apps. I'll give you an example. How many of y'all in here, first thing you do, you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is grab a phone? Go ahead. How many of you, before you even brush your teeth, first thing you do is you grab your phone? How many of you, before you get up out of the bed, you grab your phone? How many of you, when you're going to use the bathroom in the first thing in the morning, you have your phone in the other hand and you set it by the sink? And as soon as you finish using the bathroom, you grab the phone again, even without brushing your teeth. How many of y'all grab your phone grab your phone before you have a cup of coffee or as you make some coffee? How many of you grab your phone before you make a bowl of cereal, some eggs, whatever? You're not following what I'm saying. Every sentence that I said, it was inclusive of phone, 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 phone. And it's all the half that you don't want to miss anything. Well, sometimes there's certain entities out there that know you don't want to miss a thing. And they're looking for people just like you that don't want to miss a thing. And so when they find people like you in groups and clusters that don't want to miss a thing, advertisers, news agencies, and a lot of other people that produce things to keep you excited 24 hours a day. And they know out of that 24 hours a day, they're going to at least get 12 to 16 out of the average human. It's a mechanism in a machine that's dangerous. And this is why you get foreign entities in foreign countries that control it. So that population won't get out of control. If you look this up, you will find very quickly that America is the only country, one of the most powerful countries, that doesn't regulate their internet. They don't regulate it. You might find kid controls, parental controls, but that's to be, that's to be seen. But and those can be bypassed by the kids if they're smart enough. But there's no control. In Egypt, they shut down the internet for a full year. A full year. It is distancing our realities. It is distancing. Anybody can look at this letter right here. And this looks like somebody, like a fourth grader wrote it. Why in the heck would Donald Trump write a woman's body like that to congratulate somebody on their 50th birthday, let alone, why wouldn't he send a card? And like I said, Donald was in the game then. Not the real estate game. I'm talking about he was burgeoning into the political game. Well, if you're someone who's looking for a story to fill that void for 12 to 16 hours out of a 24-hour day, 8, 12 to 16. I'm going to get at least 8 to 12 to 16, the very least 6 out of you. At the very least 6 out of you. As an advertiser, as someone that knows people that utilize and looks for people that utilize the internet. I'm going to get at least 6, 8 to 12 to 16 hours out of you. Is that fair? And you're going to love every minute of it. You'll dance around and you'll enjoy every minute of it. Imagine this is your life, completely obsessed with politics. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never been here a day in your life. Imagine being an obnoxious prick. So you got people, you got to come to a conclusion here sooner or later about this internet thing. It's destroying our society. And since there's no regulation on it, you can present things like this and say that Donald Trump would have skewered, and the thing that threw me off, and I'm going to read again what it says. There must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Nor will I, since I don't know what it is. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do. Come to think of it, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and every other day be a wonderful secret. People, if you don't like cursing, excuse me for a second. But motherfucker, who the fuck you think you talking to? This bullshit. If you don't get the fuck out of my face with this shit. Woo, it's crazy, it's crazy, it's crazy. But this is what's presented to us. And my mom, like, who the fuck do they think we stupid? Like, the fuck is this shit? I'm sorry. I told you I curse a little bit. Jesus Christ. But what the fuck is that shit? That's why I read it like that. I live in Connecticut. And listen, I ain't got nothing but Italians, Greeks. This is what we grew up with over out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy to me. I'm not high, sir. I'm sick. Oh, okay. You say you are high, and I'm sick as shit. I live in New England. Trust me. When weather changes up here, it changes up here, and you feel it. This happens to me every year. I mean, literally every year, and a couple of rest of us too. This is pop copy. That's the best way I can say. I can't think of another word to describe it. I mean, there's a look at it right there, so I can grab a little gander, which what I'm reading here, or whatever, and it's set up in a way with each one that's commented, etc., 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 intention or whatever. And I'll reread it again, just for those coming in. Y'all want me to use the voice? There must be a life to having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is, Jeffrey. No, since I know what it is, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. This sounds like a love letter. Yes, we do. Come to think of it, Enigma never aged. Have you noticed that, Jeffrey? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and every day be another wonderful secret. So what they're highlighting is the language in that last capture right there, which was, "May you live forever and every day be a wonderful secret." I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, this will give y'all a scope of what I'm talking about here, because I got to give y'all a scope of what I'm talking about here. I live in a state where Martha Stewart lives here. Who else lives here? Tommy Hilfiger's brother lives not too far from here. Um, and numerous other like well-received people in this state. You understand what I'm saying? And some of them I've been around. I've been around Ned Lamont when he was running for, at the time, mayor of. Was he running for mayor or governor? I think he was running for mayor. Yeah, that was the first time he was running for governor. Him, God bless his heart, Joseph Lieberman, and they were liberals, but progressive liberals. I will give them that. In a different sense than you would find in New York. Let me put it that way, as far as politicians are concerned. That's what it sounded like to me too. You know what I'm saying? Get off my fucking chat room, man. Come on, man. I mean, we ain't doing that here. Anyway, let me keep going. Yeah, y'all pardon. You're gonna get a couple people in here. I like to call them from the Kool-Aid sector. These are people who are not very intelligent. They're very childish. They're very how can I call it? Immature. The surmise of the day is kiki, he, kiki. There are people that have been fully succumbed by the internet, and so their personalities are pretty much coexistent with the internet. So they take this thing a little bit too seriously. You understand what I'm saying? No, we don't do that here. So you'll see like people like that. It's all fake. Democrats are desperate and will do anything to get Trump. And, they said senators released these letters, but I'm just trying to figure out what senators exactly, and I haven't got any names on that. That's what a boyfriend writes to his boyfriend. I don't know about that, man. But yeah, shit is wild. The internet in America is regulated in multiple aspects. No, it's not to the degree. So let me give you an example. I love a motherfucker that likes to contest things. I love you. Let me get to it. Let me get to it right here. So let me tell you what he means. He's talking about regulations. Regulations are one thing, my friend. And I'm talking to even Evan Gates, I believe that's what your name is. Regulation is regulation based on, okay, you get a law passed or whatever. What was one of them? Cyber stalking law. There was another one for advertisers and how they were charging people, whatever. So they set up basically, when they do that, they set them up in a fashion of being precautionary, or they set them up in a system of being like, how can I say, I won't say necessarily legal, because it's so much that you have to do to be prosecuted legally from the interaction on the internet, whether y'all know it or not. It's very hard to prove unless you've got like substantial proof, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot. But cyber stalking will be the number one prosecution that you can get off the internet, because it's so easy to find. But things like siphoning your bank account, things like, because somebody can take out of your bank account $5 a month, and unless you're paying attention, like monitoring that $5 a month, you would never know it. And so that's what a lot of these companies used to do. You sign up for a website, for example, right? The website is free, but you say, I want something extra from the website. So automatically you get something extra from the website, and you download that. Well, there's something attached to it that says, would you also like to grab this, and other for extra $5 a month? You don't know once you press yes and you already gave your information off your card for the other service that you intended to get. Now there's an added service, so instead of paying $5 a month, they're really siphoning out $10 a month out of your account. But what happens is they don't do it like on the first or the third. No, that's too obvious. Then you might pay attention. What they do is they do it on the 13th, the 28th, the 16th, somewhere around there, where you ain't really paying attention. You think, okay, this is just my everyday thing. Well, this goes on for the next 6 or 7, 8 months. You don't even catch it. How do I know? Because it happened to me. I had a company that I had bought. I think it was and I'm trying to think what it was. It was something that I bought. I had upgraded something or another. It wasn't God, it was something for the internet. And I forgot what it was, but it was from one of these websites. And I bought the upgrade or something like that. Well, kind of found out this company was charging me 3 times a month, 12 or 13 or $14 in some cases. It was all different amounts. And I went to the bank, and when I came back from the bank and we found it out or whatever, they refurbished me. I believe at the time it was 700 and something freaking dollars that they had taken from me over the course of like 9 or 10 months. So there's provisions brought up for things like that. Now, I'll talk about foreign entities. What I mean is you've never seen that here in the United States. So don't you sit there and tell me that, Evan. When has the United States totally shut down the internet for 1 year? Yeah, these are laws and attributes. Yeah. Heather, what's going on? Always. Y'all excuse me. I live here in New England. The weather changes, so I'm sick, but I'm still trying to bring this to y'all. They'll shut down the internet. They shut down the internet in Egypt for like a year. There's other countries where they shut down the internet. China is another example of that. But in America, they've never shut down the internet. Even when we was doing the virus, we had the internet. And I think that was a worse period. Guys, make sure you got double tap the screen and hit the like button. Also, we got Cash App up there. $STRINGERBELL 80. Hey, Heather, you notice something? The Kool-Aid crew ain't here. We're going to start addressing them as the Kool-Aid sector. Hey, Kool-Aid. Anytime you see any of them people, that's why I want everybody to write in the chat room. Hey, Kool-Aid. We're going to make them feel like shit so they'll stop acting like that. I'm dead serious. The wash with all of them. Fuck them. Anyway, not you guys. You guys are good. China's internet and media is all over state ran and state approved by the cops. Exactly. And you know another places like that? Cuba. Yeah. Cuba has a setup system like that too. It's terrible, but you know, if you want the best restaurants, you got to go through the government. If you want to go through the government, best meat, grocery stores, government ran, stores, toiletries, everything is government ran basically. It's a form of, like, in my opinion, a fine wedge in a mix of, we're talking about China, communism and socialism working together. Communism and socialism actually work together. One can't exist without the other. A lot of people don't think so, and I know what you say. Okay, any country that started socialism in their arc has never been successful. I think the last one was Venezuela. Venezuela, though, had something over everybody else. Oil deposits. So their oil enriched them to the point where capitalism actually allowed socialism for them. But it was a failed plan because of their, and in my opinion, I think it was their price per barrel. They should have just charged more price per barrel. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, boo, you suck. Boo, I know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you what. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about and prove me wrong. That's what you do, Jones. Prove me wrong. Prove everything that I said just from a few minutes ago wrong. Go ahead. Just prove me wrong. If you can prove me wrong, see, let me tell you what happens. When trash that doesn't have anybody that pays attention to them in normal life, and I'm going to prove this. Watch this. How many followers you got? You've been on here since a day ago. So he created a day ago. No, we can't even talk to you. That's somebody who's got a mental problem. Anyway, long story short, that's why I always do that. I'm like, okay, well, prove me wrong. Found a Kool-Aid drinker, they go Kool-Aid drinker. That's what we're going to start calling them. And just write in the comment, hey, Kool-Aid. That's how we gonna get those fucking fucks. No, they're not bots. They're not bots. No, 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 no. They're not bots. I had over 652 people subscribe to me last month. Some of these people that come to subscribe to you, they come based on the title, what they see in the title. They come based on how many times you are frequent in that title. They come based off of maybe a particular subject you're talking that day, and they stay along with you. What they find sometimes is you don't go back to that subject sometimes. This is a subject that I stay with. I've been talking about Epstein for a minute now. You know what I mean? And so some of y'all might think that they're bots, but in reality, there are some people that are having big, broader conversations about how all of a sudden, and this is why I'm talking about the internet and this Trump letter, how that's significant to the conversation. A lot of people now are taking to trolling. Trolling has increased for some reason over the past year. And my investigation, I think, is because a lot of people have low self-esteems. That's why I bet. Then y'all didn't pay attention to something. And he paid witness to what I was sitting there telling y'all about. And some of y'all, I'm not saying it went over your head, but you wasn't paying attention. I said there's no regulation over the internet, and yet still you got all these trolls and these people. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know you, dude. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but there goes one of them right there. This guy is on the list. I'm on the list. I'm on the Epstein list. Got you, bro. I'm on the Epstein list. This is what Jesco said. How long have you been here? You've been here for 4 years and got 779 subscribers. That is. What were those 779 people are the idiots follow you? You got people like that guy, the guy before that. They're part of the Kool-Aid crew too. You know what I'm saying? There's classy Kool-Aid. There's ghetto Kool-Aid. There's Latin Kool-Aid. There's always Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid for everyone. Kool-Aid and canned goods for everyone. For all the poor, Kool-Aid and canned goods. That's what we're going to call it. Kool-Aid and canned goods. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all would. If they had better regulation over the internet, or maybe even they shut down the internet for a year, most of these people would have to go back to having a personality. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. They don't have personalities. See, many people that don't know, and it's your first time here, I worked in the music business for over 17 years. I worked through Interscope, Atlantic Records, and BMG, where I started at, all as our distributors for the company that I worked for at the time. I've been in this field, I've been around it, and I know what I'm talking about. And one thing that I have to say, coming from the early 2000s, all the way up until I started seeing people using it heavy, like I gradually watched this happen, was in like 2000, I want to say 2010 to 2011. That's when I started seeing people use it heavily. Yeah, YouTube was here in 2008, 2007, but nobody was utilizing it for the purposes like they utilize it now. Yeah, MySpace would probably be the first inception where people were interacting with each other, but at the same time still on MySpace, I remember those days and people were still cordial towards each other. They didn't use it to harass people. They didn't use it to be 24-hour trolls. You know, sometimes I go live and there'll be men in here and women in here. Like you saw somebody writing there, he's on the Epstein list. Somebody just wrote this in my chat. I'm on the Epstein list. That's hilarious. Okay, good luck with that one. But as you saw, what they try to, or somebody will try to throw in a random what do you call it there? A random insult, which they hope will matriculate into something that's barred as the truth or bartered as the truth. You're going to find many of people like this on the internet, and it's going to increase because a lot of people are in a stage. How can I explain it? I come from a time where you actually had to have talent to be a superstar. I come from a time where you actually had to write a song. If you just heard me before I got on here, I was writing music, right? Just listen to me. And so I knew this, and we interacted with people. We went to concerts. We were on stage with the artists. Like, it was very personable. You understand what I'm saying? Nowadays, everything is very impersonable. And this is where you get these dry, stale personalities, where people are so encompassed within oneself versus everybody else that has become a narcissist. And I love the woman that heard her say this the other day. She said, men are narcissists. I said, there ain't nobody more narcissist in the motherfucking world than a woman. This is written in the Bible. Vanity. You understand what I'm saying? This is written in the Bible. You cannot escape this. There's things true about men too. You understand what I'm saying? We are lust mongers. Yes, we are. We are meant to multiply and be fruitful. You understand what I'm saying? In our nature. You understand? If you need a poet for that, we are mammals. You go anywhere in the jungle and you ask a gorilla if he a monogamous. Ask a lion, is he monogamous? You get what I'm saying? And mind you, primates share 98% of our DNA. Okay? Just for the argument. 98.9% of our DNA. It's the truth. You know, vanity is a terrible thing, but it is. It exists. Anyway, long story short, you've got a lot of people that, whether they're misandrous or misogynistic, whatever, I'm throwing both of them in there. They don't have the best intentions on this internet. And inclusive of, they will drop things on the internet like this letter right here that you see. And be like, ta-da! Ta-da! You know what I'm saying? And I just say, yeah, you want me to believe this shit? Listen, Gipper 2, he probably did a lot of things in life, but he ain't did no shit like this. I don't think Gipper 2 had anything to do with this. Gipper, I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're just going to be fine. I think he's going to be this fine. Because if this is the extremity, what the fuck y'all got? Boy, this is why I said people are releasing things because they know the reaction they're going to get off the internet. The key into grabbing society before it gets completely out of control by 2040, 45, which, like Orson Welles said, it might be predicted, like The Running Man. You know, they made a remake of The Running Man. Did you know that? Yeah, go check the trailer. They made a remake of The Running Man for those that's like over 35, and it looks good. It looks good. This is the best they got. That's what I'm just saying. This is the best they got. And then they released this shit at night. Like, if this shit was real like this, they would have released this in the morning. They don't release shit like this late at night. This is one of them joints, like the editorial and whatever news outlet. That's why I'm making fun of y'all. Yo, ABC, CBS, NBC, all you government-run networks that were originally the blue and red network. Remember that shit when y'all started out as radio stations? I learned that in college. Y'all motherfuckers gotta do better. This is horrible. NBC, MSNBC, CNN, your days are like... Like, seriously, it's going like that. This is horrible journalism. The donkey or Shrek got a YouTube channel. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Check case, are you? How long you been? You've been here 9 months and 6 subscribers. So how long have you been a professional weirdo? Chess caser. Check chaser. How long you been a professional weirdo? Like, that's what you do. You like, because you've been here for 9 months. So that means 9 months of going back and forth to other channels or whatever. So who hired you? Who do you work for? Like, we want to know. Like, don't everybody inquisitive? Let's ask Check Chaser. Who hires you? CIA, FBI? Who's hiring you? Huh? Who's hiring you? Somebody's hiring you guys on a higher echelon, because I'm seeing that a lot of y'all got the same names. Like, I was in somebody's chat today, and I noticed some familiar names that came up in their chat, and it looked like some of the same names that be here. So I'm trying to ask, is this an operative? Like, what are y'all chasing? Or you don't want me to tell them about the idea that maybe we need to shut down the internet and get everybody back into whack into interacting with each other? Oh no, that would fuck things up, wouldn't it? Because if we all started talking to each other again, we would settle our differences like we did before, because it's harder to interpret what somebody's talking about by typing some shit. You can't see that happen, right? Because that wouldn't lead to what? Destruction. And that would lead out of sync with your plan, which is secretive even from the fucking president, which is what? Depopulation. You think I'm fucking stupid? Huh? Now, who hired you, motherfucker? Who sent you here? The ugly department, nigga. I'm far from ugly. I done model clothes before. Talk to me. Who sent you here? Quit trying to sidetrack from shit. Who you working for? That's an agent right there. Trust me when I tell you that. People that come in like that or whatever, when you say things at a certain tone and a certain octave, or you're speaking in a certain course and they come in to interrupt, that's why I try to tell you. There's another example of how people like that, you got to take three things away from him. I blocked him. Don't worry about it. One, he's able to come in under anonymity. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that that's not his real profile. That's not his real pitch. There's no pitch associated with the profile. There's no name. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if there was rules and regulations that said that that same cocksucker had to show an ID before he can even sign up and get a fucking account, do you think he would be doing that? Answer the question. Do any of y'all think he would be doing that? If you need an example of it and you think this is far-fetched, when you had the bus with, what was that thing called there? The T app. When you had that bus with the T app and all those girls' IDs and everything got released to the public or whatever, I think it was like 34,000 or something like that, along with the negative comments that they made up. But that's a whole nother conversation. You didn't notice one thing. Why did they have their licenses and IDs? Because the T app required for them, and this was something created by a man. You understand what I'm saying? Solely by himself, that app. And it was interactive and translucent. He asked for all their IDs or for them to show IDs so they can prove that they're a woman. YouTube needs to do the same thing, and they need to make people show their ID. The reason people are reckless and the reason people say we spew whatever they want to, because these apps don't want them or require for them to show their ID. Some of these people are school teachers. Some of these people I found have worked for, because see, a lot of them get dumb. And what they do is they use the same name throughout the whole ecosphere of the internet, right there. So you can go to some other app and you'll start seeing pictures of the kids. I've seen people with pictures of, oh, this the motherfucker talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there with the kids like, shh. So, you know what I mean? And I just look them up and I just be like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And you'll see that they have regular lives, a lot of them. But down beneath it all, listen to me, there lies a sicko there that nobody knew existed. See, when you can operate in a space in the world where you are unchallenged, you can do it in anonymity, and you can hide, you only further your sickness in your mind. And see, when you get people that are power to be, or in power positions other than the normal everyday citizen, what you get is you start getting people that want to play towards that weakness. And so you get advertisers that play towards that weakness. Yes, they will. They'll play toward. I worked in advertising. I help promote albums. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Whether you want to believe it or not, there's a lot of people on the internet that don't like me, especially over there in the Kool-Aid sector. But one thing I can say is, I'm wrong. They don't like the way I talk. They say, oh, it's a little too rough. It's a little too abrasive. You should like that. I'm a regular, real person. But some people don't appreciate that. And they take it, well, the more a person articulates and pontificates, that means the more intelligent they are. Ain't that right? No, that means the more dumb they are. You can't see, the one thing about communication is simplicity. If you want to sell somebody something, you want to talk to somebody, it's all about simplicity. Simplicity will get you way further than the cordials. The cordials are usually synonymous with a kiss ass. So if I hear a certain tone or a certain octave, especially living here in Connecticut, and no offense to my white viewers, but Connecticut is like old school white. You know what I mean? No offense to anybody, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So trust me, I know this. I'm around people, and not to even mention that, I've been around people for the better part of my whole adult life that are very articulate. And not only that, Connecticut is held high as one of the most educated states in the union. We have Yale University. The Bushes used to live here in New Haven. I'm talking about the Bush family, son, Jeb, Barbara, all of them. They lived right there in New Haven County. So shout out to that. Most of your presidents, a lot of them, or presidential candidates went to Yale University. We also home to UConn. This is my home. You understand what I'm saying? So I'll probably, I'll buy a house somewhere or something like that or whatever, but I'm never leaving here. I love it here. This is one of the most beautiful states you ever find in your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's got some assholes here. Don't get me wrong about that, but how can I say it? There are assholes. You know what I'm saying? He's an asshole, but don't fuck with him. He's our asshole. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best way I can explain it. But when you get people like this on the internet, they're not regulated and they're not stopped. And I want to bring up one other thing too. Senator Blumenthal here in Connecticut, he was the one that brought Mark Zuckerberg in front of Congress. And I would hope that maybe Trump may want to reach out to him. Trump, which the real problem is, and I'll say it in a fashion of marketing, which the real problem is they know it's a market. The market is the consumers that sit here and they listen to these stories about found letters that were like this bullshit on the screen. Or and I'll say one more time, who the fuck y'all think y'all talking to? Trump, I'll say it for you. Who the fuck y'all think y'all talking to? Anyway, Trump ain't no shit like that. That's just laughable to me. I'm just like, this is what y'all got? Bro in hells, we all suffocating here. I hear you. German dog, huh? Okay, I didn't even see that one. All right, Hunkenheimen. Anyway, as long as you allow people like this to exist online in anonymity, the powers that be and retailers and things like that, they know that they always got a market to advertise to. You might want to get Senator Blumenthal involved in this, Trump, because of pure simple fact, whether you agree with his politics or not, he's good to handle this because he's done it before. He was the one that brought Zuckerberg up there for his congressional hearings. This is where you need to center on. You need to center on having some regulation over the internet. Number one, a priority. These fuckers need to start providing their ID. And I'm going to say it one more time. These fuckers need to start providing their ID before you can even have a fucking account. Let's find out if you're emotionally mature. There's a lot of kids that don't know nothing but the internet, especially if they were born around about 2005, 2006, 2007. They were born into it. I'm basically am born into it. The first computer came out, 84? You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that are, and I'm talking about a collegiate or scholastic environment. That's what I'm talking about. If you were born in 2004, 2005, 2006, you have grown up encapsulated in the internet. Once again, you might not understand what I'm saying, and you might be like, well, why does this have to do with Trump? It has exactly to do with Trump. These companies are now dropping stories. They're dropping information based on the internet's reaction. They're not even worried about the reaction of the people that are within their own network corridors, meaning the MBS, MSNBC, CBS. They don't have no fucking numbers no more. I've looked at their numbers. I've read them out here. And CBS got some of the better numbers than everybody. So what I'm saying to you is we need regulation on this internet. We need regulation. And I'm not going to give every example because I don't want to give all my ideas away. But the number one I would start with is IDs. If you need to show an ID to get a pack of cigarettes, you need to show an ID to get in a club, a pack of cigarettes, a beer. You have to show ID for all these things, except you don't have to show an ID for the internet. Well, you don't have to do that, and you can hide by anonymity, like you saw one of those dudes. He had been in here for a day. He had just created a profile for a day, and they do this. They'll create fake profile. You've got these fake audiences, and these advertisers are now trying to reach them. I know this blows your mind, but they do. See, if you drop a story like this Trump letter right here, and you do it at 11 o'clock at night, that's very strategic. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get a certain crowd to talk about it coming to following day. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, bitch. We're going to talk about it right now. So we can laugh at it and don't have to talk about it tomorrow. But regardless, everybody's going to talk about it tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So with that, I'll just say this. Trump, get on top of this. You know what I mean? I heard, Marky Mark, holler at him, holler at Marky Mark. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's it. And you'll triumph over this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Don't you worry about a goddamn thing about this. This is hilarious. And I want you to pick all the secrets. I said, Jesus Christ, what? You just go fucking kiss him on the cheek. This ain't the fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Trump ain't write no shit like that. And that's all I got to say about that one, man. Moving on, you know what I mean? Because if I spend any more time on it, it gets virality to it, and it's not even worth having the conversation anymore. This is a fucking, what's the name of farce. Go look up the whole letter if you want to on yourself. Tell me what you think. Moving on, let's get into this tramp. Would you look at that whore right there? There she is. Yes, she is. That's a whore. Y'all give me a second. Let me share this real quick. And I'm going to tell you why she's a whore in a minute. She's a whore in a minute. Because a couple of y'all going to be mad. She's not a whore. That's summer boy. She's a whore. Hold on 1 second, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm just doing something real quick. All right, good. Y'all still here. That's what I said. Don't go anywhere. I was just fixing it up. Yeah, so we going to get it. Your inner monologue has something to say. I don't do no monologues here. I don't do no monologues. That's good for kids too because they won't have access to everything. Exactly. That's why I went back because I wanted to refresh the what's the name. They ain't worried about the truth. Either just clicks. Exactly. There's assholes everywhere. I've lived in the country music store so they can be pompous. AI is remembering what you say and thinking about it. In some encapsulation, but they can't totally. You know, the thing about AI is, and I'm not saying they won't extend to that, but I've been tutoring myself in my own personal way or whatever. And I will say this, what I've been finding, I've been using like 6 different AI apps. I've got a lot of links with collegiate individuals that I went to college with and I still talk to this day. Shout out to Ann, shout out to Sarah, and a couple other people that recently I've been talking to because we went to film school. So basically I learned how to use InDesign, Quark, what else was it? Adobe, all Adobe products. I can't remember every last one. But InDesign, Quark, and it was like 4 or 5 other ones that I learned in college. And we were using dual systems. So we were using, which y'all now know was iOS, but at that time it was called Mac. This is like 2011, 2012. And we were using also Windows. I learned how to proficiently use Sony Vegas. I still know how to use that to this day, even though it's a huge program. And the learning curve on the goddamn thing, oh my God, that'll take you forever. Anybody knows Sony Vegas, you know what I'm talking about. But I will say this, AI, from what I'm learning, and depending on the engine that's used to service it, will give you some rendering in the end that you can distinguish that this is not the real thing. It might even take you some encapsulation of sitting there staring at it, you know what I mean? But sooner or later, you'll figure out, okay, this is that AI generated image. And if you can't, you're slow. You're slow, you know? And there's already regulation for that. I mean, like, for example, here on YouTube, if your video is AI generated, you have to stipulate that it was. If you don't stipulate that it was, they can take your channel or they can take the video down, either or. So that's something good to know. And most, now I'm finding like most people that produce music are now starting to get weary with the rise of Suno. I don't like what Timbaland is doing with that, promoting that shit. I think that's corny of him. I don't see how, and I gotta say this, yo, Timbaland, I think it's bullshit that you sitting up there promoting Suno, and I don't think a lot of people caught that out, but Suno was an AI music generator or whatever, and this nigga Timbaland, from Timbaland and Missy Elliott or whatever, he's promoting this shit. And I'm like, yo, what are you trying to do? You trying to like cap out all real artists or something like that? And he's not giving any thought. He's just looking at a perspective of like, yo, I need somebody to assist me. Like, he's got this new one running right now. He's like, yo, you might say I need a girl singer. Well, before you used to go get a girl singer. And what the fuck are you doing? And why are you promoting that bullshit? And it'd be different if it was your company, Timbaland, but it's not even your fucking company, you know? So I just, yeah, I ain't with that. Elon had to Brock, oh, bro, yeah, it's always some crazy fuckers, yeah, right? It's always some crazy fuckers, man. Peace of the gods and goddesses of planet. I don't know what the fuck that mean, but I. Damn sure he at least ain't say no fucked up shit. The ugly department hitting me. Come get you. Oh God, seriously, man. You gotta do better than that. I know I ain't ugly. Was that trying to? Is that supposed to mess with my self esteem? Niggas be always trying to grab your self esteem. Like nigga, I gotta be a goofy. I've been getting bitches since I was 14, nigga. I'm sorry, I ain't mean like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been getting girls since I was 14. Like, I don't even know what these niggas be talking about. Talking about somebody ugly, and then they ain't got no profile picture. And this ain't even a conversation for the Kool-Aid crowd. It's not gonna go in the way you think it is. I know a lot of y'all don't give a shit who Summer Walker is, and for the most part, I don't fuck it either. I don't even know her music like that. But a few songs that I listen to, they alright. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Trinity. They alright. But we gotta talk about something a little bit deeper with Summer Walker and what she was really trying to project here. Now, Trinity, answer a question for me. Does Summer Walker have any kids? Because I was under. Some people told me she has a kid by a black gentleman who's also an artist or something like that. Let me see if she got a kid. I think she got a kid, right? Summer Walker. Okay, let me see if she got a kid. That's why I was just asking because you said you was a girl. So I just wanted to know if you were familiar with her music. If you say no, I believe you. Because I had to look her up too. Well, like we was talking about Rihanna or Beyonce or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, like we was talking about Beyonce shit, man. It's Summer Walker. Who the fuck's Summer Walker? You know what I'm saying? Oh, she had that song So and So. Okay, I got you. That's Summer Walker. Yeah, that song Such and Such. Oh, you mean that girl to say, huh? Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, Summer Walker and baby. I'm gonna just put her baby. She got a baby? Yeah, she does have a baby. Okay. So don't she got a baby by okay, so here we go. So she got a baby by the dude that play is that Meech, your son? Summer Walker has two oh she got two baby daddy. Oh, this a hoe. Oh no. My fault. Oh, this a thotty. Now it explains everything. All right, not to be confused with black women. Let me make that clear. Summer Walker has two main baby daddies. London on the Track, the father of her daughter Bubbles. Summer Walker has two main baby daddies. London on the Track and the father of her daughter Bubbles. You know, Michael Jackson used to have a pet chimp. You know what? Never mind. And excuse me. And Larry Williams, the father of her twin sons. So she has three kids. Her relationship with London was complicated and publicly tumultuous, while her relationship with Larry was more positive, with Walker describing him as an amazing father despite their 2022 breakup. So this bitch got three kids by two different men. And she was dating Meech's son at some point or another because, yeah, she was dating Lil Meech as of April 28, 2023 anyway. All right, I wanted to get Chick's history real quick. That's crazy. So she been around a bit. And she's only, how old is she, y'all? The baby's name is Bubbles. I swear, fuck God, I can't. I wasn't gonna say that. The only Bubbles I remember is Michael Jackson at one time. No, matter of fact, never mind. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna do that. But I'm gonna say only Bubbles I remember. But hold up. It was this one time I went to Sue's Rendezvous over there in Mount Vernon. Let me tell you a story, right? That's a strip club. I went over there and they had a dancer. You know what? Never mind. Never mind, never mind. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm just saying. Well, with the Shoes Rendezvous, they had a dancer, and if I remember correctly, her name was. Never mind. God damn. What the fuck y'all doing out here? Jesus Christ, she's only 29 years old. God damn. And this is what a hard face ass looked like with really. Then they caught her off one of the makeup days when she ain't have crew on set. God damn. Imagine waking up to that motherfucker. That's a hard faced motherfucker right there. Look very different from all them motherfucking butterfly asphalts and all that shit, right? Alright, so let me get into this broad real quick because I want to sum this up and just get it out the way. What she was trying to do was, in my opinion, is what I've seen a couple of these girls do, which some of the older gals, they don't do that. But some of them do it too. And what Summer Walker was trying to do with this hired help that she got, because she hired that man. Ain't no doubt inspiration. That motherfucker look like Hugh Hefner, don't he? Hold on, let me move this down a little bit. He look like Hugh Hefner. I said, you went and got Hugh Hefner to walk you over to the VMAs. You nasty bitch. Like, what you trying to prove? At the VMAs, you bought this motherfucker. And she hired him. I guarantee you she hired him. And so, what messed me up was, and y'all got to hear me out here. Just hear me out. Was it would appear to me that the reason she bought this man and the reason she did this was to really kick in the ass of black men publicly. Let me explain. There's a show, and I've been watching, paying more and more attention to, and I think we're going to start talking about it more here. It's called Find Love or Pop the Balloon, the 20 or Pop the Balloon, whatever. Y'all familiar with it, right? And I said, this shit right here is the conduit of why motherfuckers ain't gonna have relationships, because what it does is it puts the girls in a stapling, in a position when they're doing it to almost seem like they're better than the men. Like, I've never seen a show where men come on and some of these guys are business owners, whatever. These women will always find something wrong with these men. But I've seen shows where they do ones and there's a white dude on there and they have a very, very different approach. Very different approach. Not only are they nicer, they're not judgmental, they'll accept more, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. What I think Summer Walker was doing here was somebody put that bitch up to this shit. And this is why I'm going to say I don't like it. See, I've danced on MTV before. You understand what I'm saying? To most would say that MTV is a dead market because of the invention of the internet. Once again, the internet succumbing not only businesses, but formats and social infrastructures that were there and intended for other purposes. But I didn't even know they had the VMAs anymore. You know what I'm saying? But based on the fact that they did, there's a lot of kids that pay attention to it. There's a lot of young people that pay attention to it. And what I think this bitch was doing, she was trying to put out a message to them kids. Once again, a form of advertising. Now, what are you trying to tell a whole bunch of motherfuckers to a youth-geared show? If things don't work out with that nigga you had a baby with like I did, just go get your old white man. He'll take care of you. Nigga, something that's her sugar daddy. Why does he got to be rich? Because he's white? You got to be a racist motherfucker if you think. Let me tell you what I always found. Poor people, especially poor black people or poor Latin people, they think all white people are rich. Because they never lived around them. I'm sorry. They do. I give you an example. One day, I was in Grand Central, right? And this dude was in a conversation with me. He was nice as fuck. I thought he was cool. And then he said, I was like, yo, you hear that train? And he was like, oh, no, that ain't me. He was waiting for the train too. And I guess he was going somewhere else, and I was going back home to Connecticut. And he said, yeah, man, that's the one for Connecticut, but it was a different part of Connecticut than I was going to, so I wouldn't caught that one. And so he was like, yeah, that's one of them rich white folks that live out there in Connecticut. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, I live in Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. And he was like, he worked in where he was going to. I think he was going to Hudson County or something like that. I know a lot of poor white people. I know a ton of poor white people. A ton of poor white people. Moderately, I won't say poor, but like trailer home poor, but I will say making a life for themselves poor. I mean, most people are average, no matter what race. Most people are average. And I know this because I worked for multimillionaires for 17 years. I can tell you for a fact, most people are average. I live in condos and shit my whole entire life. Like literally, my whole entire adult life. I lived in a regular apartment now. And back when I was like 19, this is the first time I've been in a regular place in a while. This place is swell. Like if you come into my place, you will automatically see that you have a shitload of room. There's enough room for at least, I would say, and not exaggerate, 8 people to be in here simultaneously. Nobody will be in anybody's way. You can at least, I would even go as far as to say 9 or 10, and nobody will be in anybody's way. I live in Tennessee, so we have a whole poor ass counties. Yeah, there's a place called Osler, Kentucky, that holds fort to the most poor people in the United States. Last time I checked, Osler, Kentucky. That's spelled OSLO. And you can go check out the demographics for this, and you'll find that it's one of the most poorest counties in the United States, and the county is 98% white. The last black resident they had there was in 1970 something. They ran him out of town. That's what they say. But yeah, it's crazy. This chick was trying to send a message, and I want men to be privy of the message she was trying to send. There was people, when I read the articles, they were, glorifying her, if you want to say. You go, girl. A lot of girls are writing, yeah, she with her sugar daddy. I was like, the bitch is a multi-millionaire. Why the fuck would she need a sugar daddy? You just making her look bad. Like, they didn't realize what they were saying. She with her sugar daddy. So you're trying to say that she need a white man, an old white man, to compliment her and solidify her? Like, what are y'all saying? So this whole submission thing that these hoes do, and I'm gonna say it like that because I don't stand up women do no shit like this. But these submission moves that these hoes make, they do it to insult people that look like me. And there was so many congratulatory, and you'll see this synonymous with a lot of these posts that are like this. There was so many congratulatory type posts towards her. They didn't even get an acknowledgement that she, look at this motherfucker. I mean, like, look at him. This man is elderly looking. And there was black women on there, and they were congratulating her. Well, I have this message to say to black women, and I'm going to say this. Since you were on there, and I'm only talking about the ones this applies to. Since you were on there when you were congratulating this woman and giving her accolades, same way you've done with Eve. I brought this up before. Everybody said I was crazy. But they would congratulate Eve like this. White husband. They congratulate, what's the other one's name? Serena Williams. That bitch is out here looking like a fucking vampire now. She look like a vampire. You ain't seen her lately. She look like a vampire. I was like, yo, check this bitch's pulse. This bitch is a vampire. She look like a vampire. She doesn't need a sugar daddy. That's crazy. Hoes being hoes. That's what I'm just saying. This bitch got 2 baby daddies and 3 kids, including twins. And one of the kids' names is Bubbles. That's not synonymous with upscale white men to have a chick, a side bitch with 3 babies. And one of the kids is named Bubbles. And you got pictures like this. Let me give you an example. Hey, let's do that. Kool-Aid and canned goods for everyone. Kool-Aid and canned goods for the poor. This shit is hilarious. I'm like, these hoes will do anything. And that's why I said maybe it's time that the women, I'm trying to tell you, maybe it's time for the women that's the real chicks. Maybe it's time for y'all to start cleaning house. I'm going to need auntie and them, I'm talking about the older aunties, about 60, 70, to come out and be like, look at this nasty bitch. Like, I need them aunties back out. Where they at? Look at this hoe. Y'all ain't see this one. This is the other one. Look at this. This nigga is paid for. This nigga look like a vampire too. Look, he look like a vampire. He look like he about to bite her right now. And nigga look like his name is, everything is Count Dracula. Look at that. He look like a vampire. She took interest in this for herself. This is narcissism right here. You ain't never seen this bitch. I looked at 5, 6 pictures of this bitch. Hey, one picture of this bitch smiling when she with a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Look at this one right here. That's her sexy red. I told you they always look. She all kinds of confused. Why your hair that close to her crack? That's crazy, right? That's sexy red with it. You can't see hair weave down to her back. I mean the usual shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at her. She ain't an ugly girl. But my point is, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't got a lot to kick it. You ain't got a lot to kick it. That nigga look like a vampire. If you can't look at this man and tell me he look like a vampire, he look like he about to bite her now. Don't that they look like what's that movie called Underworld? He looked like the vampire. Remember the lead vampire from Underworld? He looked like that. But bitches was congratulating this shit today. That's what y'all not realize. That's the point I'm at. She if you want to talk about mission accomplished, she got mission accomplished. Because every last one of them hoes was online of the whole brigade. And it was somebody came up, she don't fuck with niggas no more. She fucking with vampire sugar daddy. I said, you nasty bitches will sleep with anything, won't you? Nasty bitch. I wish you gave me some pussy after. Oh, I'm sorry. You think he got the cheeks? Because it sounds like if he can hit, anybody can hit. That's the point. That's really what she sent out to dudes. She sent out to dudes that anybody can hit as long as the price is right. But this one right here, this was all on her. She paid for that. She paid for that. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. Duke was paid. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, somebody in here mad. She said he has the money back. They go them whores. Come on in, whores. I was waiting for the whores to show up. Come on in, whores. He got that money back. Really, you seen his bank deposit? That's how you know? She said cha-ching. Oh, that was Steve. You cool, Steve. I'm talking about the whores that showed up now. They on it now. I'm poor white lady's trash. No, she ain't no poor white lady. No, Heather cool. I'm talking about some motherfucker now. Mini me came in for the right of getting some white cock shoved up in him. She said dollar. He got dollars. He had a white suit on. He got dollars and he white. Bitch, you be the first one in the landfill. Get the fuck out of my chat room. Y'all gonna find that bitch in the basement one day chasing that same shit. Y'all gonna find her tied up in the basement somewhere. That bitch said, I'll go along with it. That go to tell you right there that a lot of these chicks are bust down for some cash, dog, and the shit is disturbing. You know what I'm saying? The shit is disturbing. This man, look, he look on the bad side of, listen, we have many well-to-do white men in this state, and black men, and Latin men, all right? And trust me, when a nigga run around looking like Count Dracula like this motherfucker did, and a bitch promoting him like that, he's definitely hired help. This nigga looking like a broke white man. And our state has some of those too. And I know how to determine when I see an unaccomplished white man, just like white people know when they see an unaccomplished. Look, and Heather's white, and she said this man is scary. Look, that nigga look like the Don't he look like the vampire? Or you know what I'm talking about? The lead vampire off the movie Underworld. Anybody remember the vampire movie Underworld with the Likings and the vampires? That motherfucker look like the nigga off of Our blood is the same color, dude. It's red. We all bleed. Bitch, nigga, shut the fuck up. You ain't black. I can't stand when a motherfucker come in. Or are you black? You are black. You a bitch nigga. All right, I got you. We got a bitch nigga so far and a hoe and a hoe. All right, so bitch nigga, let me explain it to you. Bitch nigga, since you black and you want to be liberal and woke or whatever, there's certain thing. Yeah, blood is blue until it hits oxygen, then it turns red. I know he dumb as fuck, but let me explain something to him, because this is a tap dancer. This is someone that can't be his own personality, so he has to tap dance to fit in. There's a lot of these motherfuckers out here, and they're scary as fuck because they're simulated. All right, so listen to simulated fuck boy. Let me explain something to you. There's such thing as subliminal messages. Do you agree? And when we do subliminal messaging, sometimes we don't have to say a goddamn word. Our display is the subliminal action. So the subliminal action here is to dozens of teens mostly that watch that. Because it is the MTV VMA Awards, and half of the motherfucking, what's the name, half of the motherfucking artists on there, I had never even heard of before, except for like, I think Ricky Martin performed. Who else was on there? Ricky Martin performed. Lady Gaga. And it was like 4 or 5 other artists I heard of. The rest of the other artists I had never really heard of like that. Like I had maybe heard their song and didn't know it was them. The point is, when you get niggas that come in and say we all believe right and it's a man, he's missing the point. This was meant to send a subliminal message without saying anything, which was, you better off with an old white man that look like motherfucking Count Dracula than you are with a nigga that's gonna give you 3 side babies. But mind you, I'm the one busting down without using birth control, but I claim that I want a music career. Now, if you ever been in the music business, you know the worst thing you want to have is 3 kids in tow, and you ain't at the height of it like somebody like Cardi. See, Cardi can do 3 kids. You understand what I'm saying? Cardi can do 3 kids. Beyonce can do 3 kids because they can afford it. They can stop for 10 years and still have enough money generating to take care of their kids. Beyonce can walk off right now and not have to do music again and still take care of her kids. But a chick like Summer Walker, no, you on thin threads. I know an artist like Summer Walker. Hell, I done met a million Summer Walkers. Who was that? Who was that chick's name? It was with Rockefeller. She was one of them. Cherry Dennis was a Summer Walker. Cassie wasn't even a Summer Walker, but she was in Summer Walker territory. These are artists that like Summer Walker. Meaning you're not going to see these bitches 5-10 years from now. 5-10 years from now, nobody even remember who the fuck SZA is. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? The shit is cute right now, but these are not legendary status songs. Name me a legendary status song by Summer Walker that stick with you. Go ahead, I'll give y'all 5 seconds. Once again, I'm going to say it again. Name me a Summer Walker song that's stuck in your head, and I'll shut the fuck up. Go ahead. Anybody? Anyone? Summer Walker song? Anybody? Anybody? Pues la gente latina, tú sabes la música, pero las mujeres ahí se han negras con un Drácula. Las mujeres tienen Drácula contigo. Yeah. Okay, nobody in this motherfucker. Somebody wrote her music sucks. I ain't never heard this bitch. I'm telling you, I had to look this hoe up. I was like, who is this bitch? Coming to the motherfucking VMAs with Dracula. And you notice she came at night. I'm telling you, they might have got this bitch. This bitch might be in a coven, hanging upside down in a cave, or laying in a fucking coffin right now. Maybe that's why. I'm sorry. But fuck her. Seriously. So listen here. I want to make an announcement. Moving forward, in my life, my first girlfriend was Jewish, like literally. You know what I mean? Caroline. And honestly and truthfully, I was like in what, 7th grade, 8th grade or something like that. Little crush girlfriend, you know what I mean? I've had some great women that weren't black, and I've also had some black women that were great. I've had some Latin women that were great, and I've had some Latin women that were bad. I've had some black women that were great and some black women that were bad. But one thing that stays consistent, I have to say that when I dated someone that wasn't African American, the girls have a certain way of trying to treat you, if I may say so myself. And what I mean by that is they're very rude to you. They're very passive aggressive when they pass you. Not white, but definitely a Jew. She was from Afula, Israel. That Jewish. Okay, not American Jewish. I mean Jewish. She spoke Hebrew. She wrote my name in Hebrew. You know what I mean? I still have that in my drawer over here. And what's the name? A little envelope in there. When she wrote my name in Hebrew. I'll show you guys on camera one day. My name is derived from David in the Bible. Davin. But I think that's why she liked my name too. But I've always dated like, yeah, she was from there. I met her, she was selling Dead Sea products. This is another girlfriend of mine named Adi. But Caroline She was the same thing. She was from the same region. That's why it was ironic. But I didn't know her trek as well. Her dad was an architect. So I didn't know her trek as well as I knew ID. ID lived with me for a while, well, more than a while, almost a year. And then her visa ran up and she went back home. And she just decided to stay back home because her mother had gotten sick. And so I accepted that. And like we fell over. You know what I mean? But I don't hate her. And she don't hate me. You know, that's what it was. She's like, I'm going to be honest. She called me. She said, I'm not going to be back. She said, don't wait for me. I'm not going to be back. I will always love you, but I won't be back. And I said, I understand. She said, my mother's so sick. And what I'm going to say? And so I never spoke to her again. I think she got married since. My point is, I've always dated women from the time I was a youngin' up until an adult of multiple different ethnicities. You know what I mean? Some people haven't. And there's a rhetoric out here, and it's got to be talked about, where black American women, not all, but a lot of them, almost feel like they're despised when they see a black man or a Latin man with a white woman. But they believe it's a flex. And I've actually heard a girl say this. She said this was a woman that was pretending that she was a white woman. And you know, I always know when people, like there's a group of, y'all ain't gonna believe this, but there's a group of individuals that are out here from multiple different ethnic backgrounds, right? But they fear a little bit more on almost being inclusive with being white. A lot of Latinos do this. A lot of Southern Indian, not South Indians, North Indians that are fair skinned do this. You'll find people that are Italian that do this a lot of times. They'll try to make there some inclusive with what you would call American white culture, which is usually got a lineage of German, Irish, what else would we say? Jewish, definitely. And maybe a few other ethnicities, Welsh or whatever. Like my last name is Welsh, Lewis. It comes from Louvain. So, and it's a house in order of people. The house of Louvain. That's how you say it, Louvain. But you can look that up. I come from my last name. Italians are not white. Italians are Roman. Romans are Latin. Italians are not white. White is Anglo-Saxon. Big red. Are you a nigger? Yes, that's a red nigga. But you want me to get into your Welsh background, sir? Huh? You want me to get into your wannabe Celtic background? Italians are not white. In fact, 37% of my state is Italian. I know some Italians with the last name Vacco. I have a friend named Cinzia that speaks Italian. And I'm trying to tell you, motherfucking what's the names are not Italian, they're Roman. Romans come from and you're uncultured at that. Because everybody knows that Romans, Greeks, and all of them come from a Latin background. The language itself is Latin. There's only language itself only comes from two terms, if you guys didn't know this, Latin and Greek. Every language in the world, all the Slavic languages, they come from Greek. All the English inclusive all come from Latin. She's white. That's what you would consider. Goodbye, Big Red. You're corny. Yeah, that's a nigger trying to pretend like he's intelligent. Kool-Aid crowd. We try to avoid. That's why I try to avoid these Kool-Aid conversations, because it draws in the Kool-Aid crowd. I don't fuck with the Kool-Aid crowd. The Kool-Aid crowd ain't got no money. The Kool-Aid crowd, the only thing they want to do is argue all the time. The Kool-Aid crowd, I would tell you to make sure if you're gonna do a headline of a story, don't make that story secondary. And if you don't know what I mean, the Kool-Aid crowd could be black, white, or Latin. You gonna come and hear me, boy. Boy, I know too many Italians. Yeah, like all white people are not Caucasian. They are not at all. They are not at all. But if you're uncultured, you don't understand that. So you have a surface conversation, and that's the problem with this. You know, I had to be very definitive and sit there and say, and that's what you get when you get like, I hate to say it. The problem you have with like pro-black people of nowadays is they're so absolute on everything, but without any experience. Meaning that I'm not going to listen to somebody that's lived in a basically all urban environment their whole entire lives, and their whole modus operandi is trying to equate you with them. Now, let me explain what I mean with this scope personality shit. Somebody black will run into you, and you guys will be total fucking strangers, right? And no, I don't come from Africa, and I'm not your bro. And every time somebody uses the word bro, they always come with some fuck nigga shit behind it. Anyway, listen. say like you get somebody that's from an urban background, or you get the wannabes. The wannabes are the worst. The wannabes are the motherfuckers that live in pure deep poverty but try to keep a personality like they grew up rich or they grew up moderately rich. These are some of the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world. I will repeat to you one more time. These motherfuckers that grow up in poverty or grow up in lower means and try to prove to the world that they are something else other than what the fuck they are. No, you're from poverty. You didn't live over here in the shoreline. I hate when I run into these motherfuckers like that because for the most part, I've grown up good all my fucking life. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've walked down to a gazebo and watched boats fly by and saw by and fuck they were fucking docked down for a mile on the shoreline all my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like when I meet somebody and they got that fake projected personality, like, oh my God, I'm just reminded of that quickly, whether it's NL or whether it's you know, wherever I've been and lived at, you know what I mean, in this state. I always laugh at that. This is the first time I haven't lived directly by the water in God knows how long. You know what I mean? Like literally, it bothers me because that's like my energy, the water. I'm drawn to it for some reason or another, but in an odd way. But anyway, long story short, when you get these conversations going and you get these men in here, they've never been around white people. They have a encapsulation of their conclusions of white Americans. And they make them inclusive all into one batch. And I'm like, no, that's not true at all. And if you knew anything about these cultures, you would know that. For example, my ex-ID, her father was Turkish. Her mother was Jewish. And she told me about all the problems they used to have in their family because of that. They didn't like the fact that he was Turkish. Now, if you don't understand what I mean, a lot of Turks are dark skinned. If not to say dark, they're heavily brown. Like, and if you can't tell, you'll be able to tell when they take their shirt off. You see the nipples or whatever, what else. You know what I'm saying? Or you're in, you know, whatever. But you'll be able to see it in one way, fashion, or another. Some people, and Jews will tell you very quickly, they're not Anglo-Saxon. The Anglo-Saxon genome is mostly Celtic, Welsh, who was the other one? Irish, some Europeans. It's not all Europeans. Some people try to put it, I'm not your uncle, motherfucker. And I hate that term. You'll use YN too. You're part of the problem. I don't like any motherfucker. If you come in here using YN, I'm automatically blocking you. I don't fuck with people like that. You're part of the problem. They should put people like you because you got a certain mindset. People like you, they should put them on an island and whoever make it back from the sharks survives. You know what I mean? After that, Kool-Aid and cotton goods for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, yeah. Whites are not a monolith. That's the word I was looking for. They're very different. You understand what I'm saying? Why would you just write that in my chat room for? What does that have to do with the conversation? Tell you've been here for 15 years. You got 149 subscribers. What else? What do you write to women? Hold on one second, guys. Let's get into the anatomy of a pervert. Let's get into the anatomy of a pervert. You've been here for 15 years on the internet. This is why I try to tell you they need people to start showing IDs. Years on the internet. That means you've been here since the culmination, goddamn, of YouTube. And that's the best thing you could find to write in another man's chat at 1 o'clock in the morning. That is crazy to me. Now you see what I mean by you need to have. Now y'all understanding what I'm saying? Now y'all understanding what I'm saying because of weirdos like this. Now if he'll say that to me, what you think he'll say to a woman at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning? And now I know that blows y'all mind when I say that. I'm sorry to get off topic. I know that blows y'all mind when I say that. But the funny thing about it is, he would, because I see these guys in other girls' chats. I go to girls' chats all the time. I just shared a girl today that was singing. And you'll see these trolls, these men, grown men. Now he wrote his penis is small. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas? This is a man that's been online for 15 years with the same behavior. This is why I tell you it's paramount that we start getting a hold on this internet shit. You understand what I'm saying? Before it gets too far gone and it's out of control. A man that will write some shit like that in another man's chat, I've seen these men write shit like that in women's chats, and they're worse. There was this one girl, I had to literally go over there and defend her. She's paraplegic, so she got two of her legs. She's in Africa. She got two of her legs removed. I don't know what happened, but she had two of her legs removed. If you see the amount of men that were in there saying all kinds of, I mean, this explosively gross shit to this girl. That's why I shared her post. And she was just like, "Thank you for sharing my post." I even had a conversation with her in the chat. When I came in there, that I was going to niggas next. I was like, "Yo, say that shit to me, pussy." Like, and I was writing pussy like Pussi, you know what I mean? And like everybody just got quiet all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no more of it. But before I got there, there was men in her chat room, and then the men tried to join in. "Yo, thanks for doing it." Why the fuck you ain't do it, punk? This girl got two of her legs missing. Then there was another girl. I shared her before. I don't know if she come and check me anymore, but she was a sweetheart. This girl was sitting up there praying. Black girl sitting up there praying about God. She had dreads in her hair, and her dreads. You know how the dreads. You gotta, let them grow out a little bit. You know what I mean? So she had just first started growing the dreads or whatever. Everybody was in there calling her buckwheat and all kinds of shit. Same thing. I went in the chat room. I said, "Yo, say that shit to me, pussy." There's an abundance of these motherfuckers going online. And what I'm trying to tell you is, if you've been on here for 15 years and that's all you do is trolling, that's all you've been doing. You don't go from being a good blogger or introspective fucking subscriber and just all of a sudden after 15 years on year 12, you say, "Now I'm going to turn into a nemesis." That shit is, now y'all understand what I'm talking about. We got to get a lock on this internet shit and give this shit. This shit should be a privilege to motherfuckers. I've got people on here that literally harass me. Like literally harass me. They don't want me to get any cash up. They don't want anybody to donate to me. And since that's the way they feel, that's the way they do it, People can be cruel. No, this is the whole point. You should never have to accept, and this is what the other countries put forth, and this is what I'm trying to tell you, Trinity. You should never accept, and this is the problem that a lot of people in black communities and Latin communities make a problem of for themselves. You should never accept the abnormal. Don't ever accept the abnormal. The moment that you accept the abnormal, you let a certain type of demon that cures over that. Entonces, ¿sabes? Para la gente latina, entonces, ¿sabes? No spirit no shine. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And so listen to me very carefully. I want you to go back and tell other black people this. The moment you try to make the abnormal normal, you invite a certain type of spirit in. And that spirit is not a good person. And it will succumb you. And that will succumb everybody that's in your circumference. And just like a leech or a parasite that will hop onto the next host. Trust me on this. These are the key points. So when you have people within the culture and multiple people are doing the same thing, they're normalizing the abnormal. No, that wasn't, for inversion exactly, that wasn't normal. For you to be here at my chat at what time is it? 1:56 in the morning writing shit like that. That's not normal. That's not normal. Anyway, based on this end of the conversation real quick, because I don't like these people to get me too fired up. I just want to end this off with Summer Walker. Summer Walker, you can date whoever the fuck you want to. None of us care. Bitch, you got 3 kids and 2 babies' daddies. Ain't nobody stressing or whatever. You did this move right here for one reason only. You wanted niggas to pay attention to you and Count Dracula. Alright, we see you, hoe. And for all you bitches that was writing in her comment section talking about, "You go, girl, she got a sugar daddy." You po-ass bitches that live in the 5th floor of the projects, changing pissy-ass diapers at 3 o'clock in the morning. I want to tell y'all this. Sugar daddy right here ain't no sugar daddy. Sugar daddy was hired to walk on the carpet with this bitch and make this hoe look like something that she wasn't. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what that was? Wanted. Don't know nigga. That's why she with an old nigga. Don't know nigga with a working ding-a-ling. This nigga look like you on his last. Look at this motherfucker. This motherfucker look like you on his last batch of Viagra. He's like, "Look, bitch, after the night, you gonna have to take me back down there to the pharmacy, yo." This bitch, as this Count Dracula looking motherfucker. He looking like somebody. He's looking at something like, Summer, come here. I want to drink your blood. But Dracula, you're so crazy. Come, be with mine in Belfast. I would take you. I would take you to Castle Dracula after this. Ass looking motherfucker. Come be my bride. We will have many. We will invade the lands of Bulgaria. You will be mine, Miss Walker. We will take over Russia. And then after this, we will wage war against the werewolves. We will conquer. This motherfucker look like a werewolf dog. This vampire looking motherfucking bitch. You won't get the fuck out of my face with this shit. Fuck Summer Walker, you pamper changing bitch. Oh shit, when she ain't torn, she smell like a pissy pamper. You got three kids. Talk about, bitch, this is it. This is it. This is your future right here. Ain't no nigga with a working ding-a-ling and some change in his pocket chasing after this biatch. You understand what I'm saying? For real, bitch, this is it. This is it for you. Oh, God, you just all being jealous of a white man breeding that queen. The fact that you use breeding is disgusting. That's for one. Number two, I don't give a fuck. If you must have just got here, huh? Yeah, you just got here. You just got here. You just got here. Just like in the comment section, like I said, this is my premise. This in the comments, there's always a thing where it's a black dude and he's dating a white girl, or it's a Latin dude and he's dating a white girl. There's always a motherfucking what's her name? That bitch changing pissy pampers still. You got 3 kids. You smell like a pissy pampers. Anyway, listen. There's always women that are black or Latina. They get upset when they see one of their men with a white woman. They will tell you all kinds of shit and make fun of your posts, make fun of your kids. But when it's the opposite way around, it's supposed to be looked at just like that cocksucker wrote in my motherfucking chat room, that she somehow has been saved and liberated from the niggers. You know what I'm saying? Uka, 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 uka. You know what I mean? She's been saved and liberated. Well, I'm here to tell you, you can have this heavy makeup wearing bitch. You can have that hoe. And her pissy pampers. Talking about liberate, ain't no queen, that's a whore. I mean, what's your definition of a queen? We got to start there. Because they out here calling strippers queens now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the definition of a queen? Motherfucker wrote that queen. That ain't no queen, that's a whore. That's a whore. Who hired Count Dracula to assist her. Listen, the only thing I'm saying is some goats and some sheep start missing, whatever area she live in. This dog was her and this nigga, and they flew off in the night. That's all I'm saying. Oh, shit. She nasty as fuck. I wish I would. Listen, any nigga that go stick your niggling and this nasty motherfucker after you seen this shit, I want to repeat one more motherfucking time. For all the niggas that's in their age, in her age range, if you go stick your motherfucking piece up in that nasty ass cavern bridge after this right now, you are out of your motherfucking mind. This motherfucker will sleep with a werewolf if she got to. Yeah, she see her with Count Dracula. You understand? They about to go right goddamn now and pillage some village and fly over it and suck the whole village dry and leave and head back to their coffin. This bitch about to be this bitch over here look like a vampire in Detroit. So only thing I want to say is this. Moving on forward, right? If you bitches will accept Count Dracula right here, and y'all think that's a come up, you poverty stricken bitches is talking. Because every last one of the bitches right in the comment was a bitch that was sitting right now on the third floor of the project. Somehow, I just gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. The light bill due. My baby daddy ain't coming. I gotta get out. I know what I can do. What? I want to become a vampire. This bitch said, I want to become a vampire. Look, he about to bite her right now. Don't worry. This won't hurt. Just close your eyes and count back to 10, ass looking face. Oh, shit. I don't want to hear nothing after I see this bitch. Fellas, don't get mad at this shit. This give every time a bitch right. What you doing with that white woman? You ain't even gotta say nothing. Download this picture and just post that as your reply. Even the bitch is gonna look at, damn, he got a point. Other than that, that's all I got to say about it. Summer, we ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about it, baby. We ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, good luck to you and him. Y'all castle in Transylvania. Good luck to the babies, y'all. Oh, that's right. Vampires can't have babies, so you fucked up. Hey, you want to live forever, right? You want to live forever, have babies. Oh, shit. This is like Interview with a Vampire. Some shit. She looked like Queen of the Damned. It was my blood to see you here all squatting against me. Ass Summer Walker face. Man, I believe this whole alone. Right, Elo, next time somebody say something about my husband being black, refer to this picture. Same thing, Heather. Refer to that picture. Because there is. Like, chicks be out here talking about they so mad when they see a black dude or a Latin dude with a white chick, or they always dating them white chicks, da 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 da. A lot of times it's because they're fucking nice and they have good intentions and they don't have fucking 5 side babies. This bitch got 3 kids, including twins, by 2 different men, and she only 29. This bitch is not a hit on the market. At 29, this bitch is a bill. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe she do need some help from this old motherfucker, because evidently the check about to run out. Nobody knows this bitch's music. Nobody cares about her music at the very most. Some people are saying her music sucks in the chat room I read. So, I mean, bitch, you was lucky to be there. And this is how you spend your motherfucking, you're hiring a white nigga to come on. I want somebody to interview this nigga. Listen, somebody find this motherfucker. And academics, I want this nigga interviewed. We need to find this nigga. I'm talking to academics, Vlad, I'm talking to Troy. Y'all find this motherfucker. I want to find out who this wannabe motherfucker is and how much he was paid. This is what we need to find out. Is this real or was he paid? Because I think this motherfucker was paid. That's all I'm saying. That looked like an actor. Ran through at 29 is crazy. You got 3 babies that came out the vajay at 29 by 2 different men, and you trying to act like you motherfucking that bitch? Nah, bitch, you's a throwaway. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You's a throwaway like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up off here. Before I do, guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Keeps me going, keeps me moving around, and we'll start doing some joints on the road again. I know a lot of people want me to move around and stuff like I've been doing, but it costs money, man. It's expensive out here, and I live in the New York City tri-state area, so you imagine. So if you guys want me to hit the street again like I used to be doing, let me know. Especially now while it's still warm during the daytimes or whatever, because again into winter, the price gonna go up. I'm trying to tell you, I ain't doing that at all. We'll just do this bedroom stuff. So it's Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Make sure y'all also hit the like button. Also, we always have some products here available after the broadcast is over. For some reason, I can't tag them doing the thing or whatever. But also look at my shorts. We have stuff in there too for you to purchase. I get a commission off that, and also we're gonna have some more products coming for you shortly for y'all to purchase. So make sure y'all pick those up too. I enjoyed my time with y'all. I'm glad y'all had a laugh with me. It's actually taking me out of my sickness a little bit, but man, let me tell y'all what I've been taking. I've been taking these joints right here. These are the joints right here if you got a cold. Let me show you these joints if I get up off of here. I'm gonna promote them real quick, even though I shouldn't be, but I'm gonna promote them. Cause I took like 4 of these and this knocked it. That knocked it out the way. Like seriously, hold on 1 second, y'all. Where are they at? Cause I need another one. Yeah, these joints right here. These joints right here. Mess with these right here. I got like 6 packs of these. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Steve Wilson, I appreciate it already. Trinity Meadows, Big Heather, appreciate you always. You already know Big Heather. You know how we do. Nick Trump, what'd he say? Do you think Kamala would try in 2008? My wife's Chinese. He wrote that again. That shit was funny as hell. Right, Heather again. Who else up in here? Steve got you. Yeah. Just I love the energy. We only had 2 trolls tonight. That's good. We only had 2 tonight. That's really good. That's really good. Things are getting better. Guys, make sure you go back. Say, yep, those work. Make sure you go back, watch the rebroadcast or whatever. Trump, don't worry about that shit. We still gonna have the show. You know what I'm gonna say it one more time. Trump, don't worry about that shit. We still gonna have the show. You heard, Gipper? You heard? Don't worry about it, Queens. Don't worry about it. And make sure you talk to Marky Mark. You understand what I mean? Y'all get me? All right, other than that, I'm out, y'all. Talk to y'all later.